your jaws. Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello, and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we're the Newlydeads.
We are.
We're on our third episode.
Number 3 for the channel here and number 12 overall.
Are you feeling good about it?
I am feeling, I just have to say thank you to everybody who has been watching, who's been supportive, who's been sending messages, who's been subscribing, who's been commenting. I don't have enough fingers to... You get the point. Anyway,
Fingers?
Thank you. Yeah.
You flipping people off?
No.
Thumbs up. So he doesn't have enough thumbs. Oh, and Shaggy's super excited
even
too.
Even Shaggy's happy about it, and the other 2 dogs are asleep, but that's all right. They're older.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you because it's just been, like, overwhelming.
Yeah.
How much everybody's been
Supporting,
enjoying
supportive.
it.
Yes.
And
we're very thankful.
We are doing this for you.
Just for fun.
And for ourselves because we like hanging out. And it's not for the movies because...
Well, I mean...
Okay, it
who
is for the
doesn't want to
movies.
watch a cheesy flick with their spouse?
I mean, I do, personally. I mean, that's the whole reason we got married, was so we could watch cheesy movies together. But it doesn't hurt, you know. Yeah. For sure. But anyway.
Yes. So, what did we watch this week?
What didn't we watch this week? For those of you who are familiar with The Little Mermaid, Ariel, Prince Eric, Sebastian, a lot of singing, some funny words for things like Dinglehofer. This was not that film.
No.
This was not that film.
No.
At all.
This was the curse of a film.
Funny you should say that.
Called
The Mermaid's Curse. As you can see with our lovely little...
Which didn't really have anything to do with Mermaid.
Nope, they referred to them as sirens for the entire length of the film, which was almost exactly an hour and a half.
I took a lot of notes because this was a very interesting...
Yeah, I took notes.
Very interesting film.
Drew pictures, and I'm going to try and not use these too much, but
yeah.
We were tapping away on our iPads throughout the entire process. It was...
yeah. So where do we want to begin?
Well, let's start with the fact that this is directed by Louisa Warren. I wanted to make sure I got her name right. Who, for those of you who are already familiar with us and the prior episodes of Dollar Store Drive-In, we've reviewed another of her films called...
It was the Bride of Corn something, right? What was it?
The Bride of the Corn.
Yeah.
He who walks behind the rose. No, it was Bride of Scarecrow.
That's right.
Which, if you watch our intro to the show, there's a clip of a woman who is sitting on like a hay bale type thing, and she's in tears. And then next thing you know, and it flips, and then she's walking down the aisle with the Scarecrow. That's the film we're talking about. Which there's a whole series of those films.
You should see it.
By the way. You shouldn't. I mean, if you want, $1.25 at your local Dollar Tree, and I think it's streaming on Tubi somewhere, but...
Yeah, I feel like there's a whole series of movies that this woman has directed that we're going to be watching.
Which she's not only just a director, she's also an actress. She was in 2 of the Harry Potter films.
She was like a background.
Yeah. She wasn't like a main character.
Yeah.
Like Hermione's cousin or something. She was actually just like a...
She was like a Hufflepuff and like something else.
But that's more than we can say.
That's true.
We were not in...
I was not in Harry Potter.
We were not.
As much as I wanted to be.
Jerry,
not in Harry Potter.
Jerry Pothead. We weren't even in the rip-off movie.
Harry Plopper.
A Harry Plopper.
Shaggy
chopper.
agrees. He kept saying no.
Yeah, he said no.
Shaking his head.
He wasn't in it either, although he would have made a good hippogriff or something.
So.
But anyway, yeah, Louisa Warren directed it. The writer primarily has done short films. I forgot to write his name down. I just realized it's like Tyler James, I believe is what it is. I'm 99% sure. I'll put it in the notes just in case if I'm wrong.
Would you like me to look it up?
No. He's done primarily a bunch of short films, all of which star, if I remember correctly, Louisa Warren, which is an odd
They're
flex.
tight.
Yeah. They go way back.
Like a tiger.
Like
Tight, like a tiger.
The actors and actresses in this film, we won't go into detail about who they all are, but needless to say, they all have credits. They all have credits in actually pretty big budget movies. There's a lot of like talent here in terms of the people they've worked with.
The people that were in the movie?
Yeah. They've worked with
talented
people.
Worked with talented people, but they themselves need to work on their talent.
They might be cursed by the sirens.
By the Mermaid's curse.
Because the title of the film is The Mermaid's Curse, but the entire film is nothing but sirens.
Yeah.
Which, if you look it up, sirens are...
kind of like a harpy.
Yeah, kind of. They're half bird, half female, or human. Yeah. And mermaids are half fish, half
And they
person.
lure people out to sea.
Yeah.
In this movie, there was no luring of people out to sea. Everybody was on the shore.
There's no hybrid folks.
I, for the life of me, could not figure out where they were supposed to be at.
Like the city-state zip, that sort of thing?
They all had weird accents.
True.
The volume level in the beginning of the movie, I couldn't even understand. There was one lady that was talking that I was like...
The main character's boss.
I legitimately don't know what she's saying. Like, she was, like, talking so fast. And I'm not, like, one of those people who, like, don't watch movies with people with accents and, you know, things like that. Like, I can usually understand most people because, you know, I pay attention and, like, I try to, like, okay. Yep. But she was mumbling and the sound quality was just atrocious. Like, it's like the one person was mic'd and the other person wasn't. Just like that. Just just like that. Yes.
Yeah, she was pretty bad, and I pride myself on picking up on things, and there's no subtitles. That's how, you know, top dollar this film was. They couldn't even afford subtitles. YouTube gives you subtitles for free through an AI program, I think, anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, but because we have some subtitles in ours, and we definitely didn't put them in there and didn't request them. So, but yeah, there was a lot of sound issues. There was no hybrid people. There was no birds or fish at all. All there was a very, very jagged, rocked sex beach.
Very jagged rocks, and lots of sex scenes on it. Not really.
No.
But people making out on the rocks and stuff like that. Should we show a clip? Yeah, so that way they can kind of get into it and get a feeling at least of what they had envisioned. Because I feel like whatever the trailer is, it's like kind of what they thought the movie was going to be. And then it turns out not so much. Or at least the person that's doing the trailer. What job is that? An editor? I mean, are there trailer makers?
There are
what
people
is their
that
job?
Just make trailers.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're young and hungry,
job.
You're making your own trailers. But as you get more into the business, they have actually people that are hired to do that. That's why I think a lot of them kind of
there's a cool trend.
I think that'd be fun. I'd enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look at the trailer.
I'll pause and then we'll come right back.
Seem better.
Can't do that. You mess with nature and nature will mess with you.
I think there's something in here.
And we're back. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of that little gem, because to me the trailer makes it look like it's Twilight, but for the sea. There was I feel like none of the trailer matches what the movie represents, right?
I mean,
He didn't find her washed ashore.
She was walking.
She was already
around.
there.
She was she just shows up all over the place. Never like
The entire time she doesn't talk. I don't even think she has one line.
No, she just does this.
She like they play like this like music with like
Yeah.
and then she just opens her mouth and she's like
You know.
not even all the way like
She really needs to learn to enunciate her fake singing. Maybe she needs to talk to Millie or Vanilli, whichever one is still
and
on.
she hisses and purrs like a
Yeah.
cat.
Yep. And for some reason, they make it look like there's a love story there, but it's no love story. She literally put him in a trance as well as the old man from the sea.
Every man, because she's
And
a
some
siren.
Women too.
Yeah.
Yeah. She.
And to me, they were acting like they were like vampires, right?
More or less, because there was 5 of them total.
And they kept like getting like these
Sisters?
boily sores all over their face, and then they would like eat someone, and then
They'd go away, and then they would come back.
so
it's
like a vampire,
like a
like is
temporary
losing
fix.
their, you know, yeah.
And the continuity with the makeup was just
At one point, like there was like part of the makeup hanging off of her.
it was like cutting her hair or something.
Yeah. She also did a bit that where she was like looking like she was like from The Ring because she got mad at the guy and she can't talk, so she was just like hair in her face, stood up really fast. Like it was like they were trying to make it look like The Ring, kind of, and like she was like coming at him, you know, with like the one eye, like
And there was
the
like
grudge.
one point like the makeup was here, and then it was here, and then it was here, and then it was here, and it didn't make a lot of sense.
And when she bit, like some people, there was no bite marks. There was no like.
There's blood everywhere.
There was just like it looked like smeared lipstick or like smeared like paint,
Yeah.
but like bad blood. It wasn't blood, you know. It was like bright red, like, oh no, I'm bleeding. I was like, was she sucking it from his pores? Because there's no bite mark.
Yeah, there was no on none of them.
No.
And the house the apartment he lived in, pretty sure it wasn't his place.
Yeah.
Because it was very like.
Well, oh my God,
No,
decorated like a
it is.
girl. Like, I'm not saying like, you know,
Right. You can
guys
decorate however
can't
you
put
want.
hearts on the walls and like decorate like
He just didn't come
that.
off
But
as-
he lived by himself with a bald man named Cameron, who like you know, Cameron's like, I'm working out and I got tattoos
Got
and
weird
I'm
tattoos
buff.
on his
And like he lives with this guy, like reporter, whatever, and like the main character, and like, yeah, it was like
It just felt out of
decorated
place.
like a housewife, like decorated it, you know, like I don't
Yes, like somebody was at like Pottery Barn.
know. Yes,
and
that's
Hobby
what I'm
Lobby,
trying to say.
And then put together the
It
house out of the
just-
catalog or something. I don't know. It was weird. It just looked out
Yeah,
of place.
yeah.
And
Like,
the girl's shoes changed. She like was wearing Chucks, and then she's wearing like these funky weird boot things.
It was just the
and-
continuity was really, really
yeah,
bad.
it was really bad. And then you have classic lines like "Let's go do it in the sea."
Yeah. Oh, if you're a sinner, you'll die. So that was the reason that they were like coming back to the out of the ocean. Do you remember that? That was
Which-
in the very beginning.
They weren't swimming or anything. They just literally like walked up from the beach onto the ocean. It was near the beach. And then they were dry.
And we legitimately don't know where it took place, though.
No.
Like that everybody had a different kind of accent. But then, finally, the old man in the sea is what I called him.
Because he had like a one of those like
Fisherman's hat and a
hat
beard,
and a
and he
beard
was
and-
like, I've been watching for the sirens my whole life.
he looked like a salty dog.
And he talked about like how he met the siren like a long time ago, and she lured the people to the sea and like
Killed his parents.
killed his like not parents, like dad or whatever, like on a boat, an uncle or whatever, like on a boat, and they like, but she bit him and transferred some of her powers to him. And ever since he's been standing out there watching for her. And then they're like, oh, have you ever seen her again? He's like, yeah, every night. She comes back every night.
And they didn't say what the powers were. Like What powers? Like, did
Then
this
he-
happen in
yeah.
like 1700s and now you're still alive in the 2000s? I don't...
So then he starts saying that the reason that they became sirens was because of the Salem witch trials.
Yep.
In 1692, which is when the Salem witch trials, like,
Somebody
were
did their research.
a tiny bit.
They hit Wikipedia. And then turned it
This
off.
group of sisters, like, were taken by these men, and instead of, like, hanging them or whatever, they raped them, essentially. Like, that's what they said. Like by the sea, and then chopped their hands off and their feet off so they couldn't swim, and then threw them in the ocean. And then she did one last spell, so apparently they were
She's
witches.
actually a witch, yeah.
But he doesn't say that. He's just like,
No.
during the Salem witch trials, like, they were being accused as witch. And then, yeah. I'm like, okay. So this is supposed to be in Salem? Is that where this is taking place? With all of these people with, like, Irish accents? And, like,
I mean,
kind of British? Also Swedish?
I think
Kind
a
of
little
sounding?
Australian maybe in one of them.
I was like,
And they had hands and feet, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, they were walking around just fine. No,
never saw hide nor hair of a tail.
and they
like,
definitely
they
did
were not
look-
mermaids.
They definitely didn't look related.
There's a lot of problems with this movie.
The only thing that was similar about them is that they were all dressed in
Yeah.
white robes that made them look kind of like cult members.
Yeah, well, it's because they
That
were
was
like
about it.
that. They're supposed to be from the 1600s, so that's why they were dressed in 1600s gear, where it looked like maybe like pajamas from like the 80s with like the little like ruffle cuff or whatever, and like the little ruffle cuff
Oh.
that I wore when I was like a little kid.
That's the house I am for Harry Potter. I'm a Rufflecuff.
Ruffle cuffs.
Rufflecuffs.
Yeah, I like that.
I am a Hufflepuff. But
Some
no,
of the other like special effects and stuff, bad. Like at one point, she's like they're attacking. Who was she? I don't even remember. It doesn't even matter.
Doesn't
She was
matter.
attacking somebody and ripping them apart. Maybe it was Cameron. And she comes up with a handful. Or
Oh, it
handful.
was- yep, it was
I
Cameron.
said handful.
A handful.
A handful.
I like a good handful of
It
ham.
looked like ham. Like, it's supposed to be, like, chunks of flesh, but, like, there was no blood. There was no, like, it was just pink meat. Like, salmon or ham is what we were, like, saying it looked like.
Hammond, yeah.
Hammin.
I'm trying to think of... There's something that it reminded me of.
Yeah, like, bubble gum or something. Or, like, what, yeah.
Like if you cut open one of those packs that have like a heating pack sort of thing or something, and there's like this weird congealed gel inside that's in little balls and chunks. It looked like that, and it wasn't bloody. It wasn't anything. She just grabbed a fistful of Cameron and had it in her hand, and it didn't look like any meat that I've ever seen. And we're a bit of a horror aficionados. I've never seen anyone whose viscera or gore or whatever looked anything like this. I don't even know why they even bothered. The blood was enough. Thankfully, there's not going to be a sequel.
A sequel. Get it?
Under the sea. I don't want to sing too much. Oh, wait, we're not on YouTube. I can do that. I forgot.
And you just sang one line.
Too late. I'm a Dinglehoffer. I just like singing Dinglehoffer.
Yeah. I would, I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad about this movie. I like mermaids.
I didn't expect that much.
And I don't even
But-
mind, like, a scary mermaid, right? Like, but if you're going to do it right, do it right. Like, don't just have this, like, pale person that can't speak just, like, standing there, like, barely opening her mouth and just, like, hissing at people and purring. And then kind of falling for someone. Like, she's, like, eating everybody else, and then she sees this guy, and she's magically, like, I don't
Delicious.
know, into him.
I think because he tried to take care of her, but then ultimately, spoiler alert, she ends up biting him, putting him under her spell, and then makes him walk into the ocean. Like, and she smiles when he does. Like, is he now going to be a merman? Or a siren, whatever a male siren is? Or is he just dead now and she's happy that he's dead and he's under the water and they can feed on his flesh in the water? It doesn't make any sense. Like, Bride of Scarecrow
so
was
in the
not
weeds.
great, but it was better than this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything took place in the same, like, little area, too. So it's like there wasn't very much diverse locations and stuff. Everything was in the rocks. Everything was in the, this rocky beach or whatever. Oh, and then, like, the old man in the sea turns out to be, like, he worships them.
More or less.
He comes out and says, like, well, I worship them. And then he, like, you can't mess with nature. You saw that in the clip. Yeah. He's stabby all of a sudden. And, like, it's just...
And then he cuts his own throat. Spoiler alert.
Why, though? Like...
Well, she made him. She sang her little song.
Yeah, but he's been seeing her on the beach. He's got to be in his 70s.
Yeah, no, they didn't really explain what changed, why she suddenly decided to murder him, and how these people haven't been found out, because they're not subtle. It's not like it's not a busy beach. They're, like, hanging out. And, we should probably mention the one girl. If any of you ever out in there, send us an email at contact@thenewlydeads.com, or send us something in the
Message
chat.
us on Facebook or in the chat or
have
whatever.
any of you ever seen somebody that dresses in a bathing suit and then puts lingerie over the bathing suit and then puts clothes over that and then tries to use that as being something sexy? Because that's what happened.
And she's like, let's go have sex in the ocean, and just starts running like.
Yeah, takes her clothes off, and then she's got a swimsuit on, but she's got lingerie on over the swimsuit, and then she runs very comically into the water.
Like.
And then gets murdered by the other sirens. But that's neither here nor there. It's a thing that happened, and I'm not better for it.
Are you ready to give your rating?
Yeah.
I think you probably know where we're going with this, but.
Is it fake? Is it ham?
Yep.
Hammin?
Ham fists. 1 out of 5 ham fists.
I'm giving it a 0.5. The only thing that is positive about this film is we had a lot of fun talking about it together. Like, the jokes that were going back and forth, we were laughing really hard the entire night. No, alcohol, no nothing, no substance of any kind. It was just all because of the movie. It was worth having.
0.5. Yes, I would agree. 0.5. I might even give it a 0.25 because it was $1.25. So it's like worth 25 cents. But I would say, the positive of this film would be the fact that it was cheap.
So is it a 0.5 then, or a 0.25?
Oh, can I go to a 0.25?
It's our show. We can do what we want.
0.25.
0.25 and a 0.5, kids.
Out of
that's
5
bad.
ham fists.
That's bad. Yikes.
Ham fists.
Ham.
All right.
Before we run out of time.
Yeah. Joel has his pick of the week. If you want to watch something good.
That's
great.
I've tried to go a little esoteric and something that's a little bit in line with what this was trying to be. So my recommendation for this week is Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson's Spring from 2014, which I've mentioned it to you before, way early on in our relationship, which incidentally today is our anniversary. We're 4 years and 4 months that we've been together.
We do months still.
We're cute like that, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it is I have the actual thing here, but I'm going to try and do it from memory. Basically, a young guy goes to Italy because he's trying to kind of get over some stuff that was going on in his home life. He runs into this girl. He falls in love with her. Turns out the girl is a monster who is murdering lots of people.
As you do.
It's such a beautiful movie, though, and I say that, and it's going to sound weird, but I love things that are where there's beauty and ugly and beauty, or vice, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I feel the same way.
And the creature design on this is it's pretty graphically gory and bloody, but it's a beautiful love story at the same time. And believe me, that's possible. And Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are probably two of the most interesting creative people working right now in the business. Like, their movies are like nothing you've ever seen before. They did Resolution, and then the pseudo sequel, The Endless. They did a movie called Synchronic, which just came out a few years back with Anthony Mackie, who most people know now as the Falcon. They just had a movie come out recently called, I forgot the name of it all of a sudden, Something in the Dirt, which I have not seen yet. They did some episodes of Loki, Moon Knight. They're amazing. So Spring, that's my recommendation. And
Yeah.
9 out of 10 at least. For that
Awesome.
one. Well, although we give 5, so 4.5 out of 5, possibly
Yeah.
even a 5. It's one of my top tier.
Chef's
So.
kiss.
Chef's kiss. Now, we randomly select our movies for next week, and we always try to give them to you before the end of the show because we want to make sure you have something to look forward to and to look up if you want to get a little more information about it. So
Yep.
this week,
Mm-hmm.
do you know where we're headed?
I forgot.
We're headed
I
to
always forget.
the biggest state in the union.
Texas.
For...
Oh, right. A haunting in Texas. You want to read the...
Oh, no, that's your
Oh,
job.
yeah, that is my job.
You're
It's
the reader.
After the passing of their young daughter, Jack and Amanda Harms set out into seclusion to begin begin their lives anew. Quickly upon their arrival, things go awry when the sins of their past come back to haunt them.
Damn those sins.
Whew. I am independent horror at its finest, according to Michael somebody.
Michael Phelps
I don't,
of Subway.
I don't have my cheaters on. I can't see it. I'm getting old. But from the horrorsociety.com.
The Horse Society?
Horror.
Horses are terrifying, so this
Horror
should be good.
Society.
Yeah, I don't know of any movies really that I can think of off the top of my head that are set in Texas that are horror movies. I mean, the Alamo was terrifying, but that was reality, so I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope.
You're kidding, right?
What? Yes.
I
I'm
at
joking.
first I was like, wait a minute.
I wanted to see if she would go along with it.
Yeah,
but
I figured he was going that route, and then I was like,
one of the greatest
he does a good job
horror
sometimes.
films is
Of all times is from
Texas
Texas.
Chainsaw Massacre, of course.
Now
For
do you
those of
understand his humor?
No. Wait, are you asking them or me?
Them.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, just a note, I have to point this out. On my notes that I printed off, I wrote hot garbage because
It was
there's
hot
a little
garbage.
poop. There's a little poop there.
A little
It's
poop.
Hot garbage. And I drew some of the other characters.
I
as
just
well.
wrote dumb in like bubble letters.
Yeah, we were, what's the opposite of unimpressed? No, then we'd be impressed. We were, never mind. It was bad.
It was bad.
So, where can they find us if they'd like to?
They can find us at the Newlydeads.com. You can find us on Facebook,
Yep.
on Instagram, on TikTok, obviously on Tingler. Spoonflower, we're on there. Redbubble, I think we still have
We
some
still
stuff
on
there. Yeah.
Just go to the Newlydeads.com. You'll be able to find all the links to all of our,
Yes.
what do you call them?
Thank you.
Socials and things
and
like that.
YouTube, obviously. And
And
thank you
YouTube.
so much for watching.
Um,
Until next time.
wait.
What?
I feel like there was something else we're
Were you
missing.
going to say chaos, the Castle Chaos?
No, but I
There
mean,
is
now
a
that you
convention
mentioned
that
it,
we're going to be part of at the end of April.
I'll put the little thing here, the Castle Chaos Multicon in Oregon, Illinois. If you'd like to meet us in person, we will be there selling our wares, as well as just hanging out, saying hi, checking out the con, and living our best spooky life. So on that note, now you can cue me up if you want.
All right. Until next time.
Keep it cheap and creepy.
Go look after your mother and sister. Where are you going?
We gotta finish this.